Hello viewers, Sukram this side. In this video we will see how to do port forwarding for a Docker container. We use Docker container for various purposes. In case we are running an application in a Docker container and we like to access that application from outside world. So for this case we have a -p option in a Docker container, Docker run command. In this way we can access that port which we use in a -p option from outside world and can access the application which is running in a Docker container. But for this we need to start the container again. We can use this option in a Docker run command. So in a Docker run command we need to start the container from an image. But what will happen in case we have a running Docker? We install any application on it like Apache, MySQL or any other application, and now we like to access the port of that application from outside world. So in this scenario we start a Docker without -p option, but application install later on, and we like to access application through port from outside world. So in this scenario we need to use IPTPs. In this video we will see how to do this. So for this we have a Debian Docker container. This DPS is alias, alias of the Docker ps-a. So this Debian container is from the Debian image, okay, and if we see, this is a latest Debian image, okay, it is just 123 MB of size, and in this Debian container we will install Apache and see how we can access Apache which is running in a Debian container outside, access from the outside world. For that, first of all we need to see what is the IP address of this machine. IP address of this machine is this one. So let's see, is it accessible from outside world? No, nothing is accessible from the outside world or from this host for this IP address. Means if I talk about port 80 is not running, okay. So this is RCP mount or the DNS mask is something else, it's not a port 80 or the Apache port. So what do we have? We have a Debian container. Let's attach to this Debian container and install Apache on it. Capital D. Okay, let's see any other running application. No, nothing. There's no listening port on this machine, on this container as well. Now let's install first to the apt-get gate. Okay, so apt update is finished. Now we need to install Apache. Okay, let's wait for its installation. Okay, so the download is completed. Now it's setting up the Apache. It's done. Okay, now what we can do, we can start Apache. Okay, Apache is started. Let's see its, what is the text page. that's an index page. I have a index page which I customized. Okay, that's a Debian Docker server. Thanks to the IP table, I'm copying this index to the document root. Okay, now we should have a scene. Okay, now we have the same, so we can able to identify that this is the same Apache server which is running in a Docker container. Okay, let's come to the server. So this is the host machine, and if we see, we don't still no AD port is on the machine, so not is in a listening mode. Okay, let's see the IP tables. So these are the IP tables which are the filter chain. Let's see the net. There's nothing for the Docker. Okay, there's nothing for Docker. Let's see the Mangle as well. There's nothing for this one. Okay, so we saw the IP tables which is already deployed on this machine. Now we need to deploy 3 more IP tables for this particular Docker container, Debian Docker container, to redirect the AT ports towards the outside world, so that we can able to access the Apache which is running in a Docker Debian container, can able to access from the outside world. And I have handy drafted these IP tables. Okay, so these are the IP tables basically. Okay, so these are the IP tables which we need to deploy on the host. So in this, let's see what exactly in this IP tables. So the first one is a post routing IP table. As per this IP table, it is saying that if the source is this is the IP address of this Docker. Okay, if the source is this and the destination is this and the port is a and the protocol is a TCP and the D port, destination port is 80, then do the masquerading for that. Second one is for the Docker chain. There is a net Docker chain. In this, it is saying if it is not input of the Docker 0 is a interface. It's a bridge interface of a Docker application which is running on the host. And if the source is anything, destination is anything, source and destination is anything, protocol is a TCP and the destination port is 80, then do the DNAT, do the destination netting towards the Docker container IP address and the port 80. And the another one is for the filter table. Okay, this is for the Docker chain of the filter. It is saying if it is not on input is Docker 0, output is Docker 0, source is anything, and destination is the 172.17. That's same IP address which is of the Docker container. Protocol is TCP, destination port is 80, then accept that connection. So how do I collect this IP table? This is nothing which I did any kind of brainstorming or anything for that. What I did, I run an Docker with a -p option and analyze what are the IP tables which is deployed by the Docker itself. Collected those IP tables and customized them as per my requirement. Okay, so you can easily able to do so. Just change your Docker IP address and the port for which you want to do the masquerading. Okay, so let's enable these or deploy these IP tables on the machine. It's done. Now you need not to do anything, just try to access it once more. It's done. Okay, so this is how we can able to deploy the IP table to do the port forwarding for a running Docker container. In this way we can able to access our running Docker container application from outside world. Okay, so we can see the 80 port is running, and if there is any request comes from here, so see the network is coming over here as well, so we can collect it from the TCP dump, and we can see this is a container. Okay, and the data is coming from this host. This is a host machine IP address, and this is a Docker hosting towards the HTTP. We can collect it by to the -n. It will show you the port number as well. Okay, like this way. Okay, so this is a random port 533 53006. This is a random port TCP port, and this is a 80 port. Okay, so through TCP dump we can able to capture the network as well. So this is all in this video. I think it was informative for you. Thanks for watching.